Guys, I'm not even gonna lie. I get it now. I fucking get it now. If you have ever heard of any valve glazing or gimnose glazing, I fucking get it now. Like I understand you. I understand where you're coming from. I get it. I get it. So I just finally tried Half-Life out for the first time in 2026. That is Half-Life the original. For context, I've played Half-Life 2. So this is not my first introduction to the series. Yes, but when I say this game proved to me that Valve used to be somebody in the industry, I promise you that if you have not tried this game, you're actually missing out. First of all, I got this game on Eneba. I bought it for, I actually don't know, but I'll have a screenshot on the screen to like show the purchase history and stuff like that. I got it on Eneba, I activated it on Steam, it worked well. The version of the game I'm playing is called Black Mesa, so this is really not the original version of Half-Life. This is more or less like a, will I say retelling, or no, not retelling per se, but it's just like a remaster. Yeah, I think that's the word I will use for it. It's like a remaster of the game. Basically, it played wonderfully on my PC. For context also, I'm playing on a PC. I'm playing on a gaming PC, to be precise. I play on a Ryzen 7 3050 Ti PC. And also, I was streaming while recording this gameplay. So, will I say it is not the best representation of... The gameplay I've seen on screen now is not the best representation of what the game would be in like, if it were performing to the fullest. I was streaming on TikTok and I was also recording on OBS. So it's more or less the worst case scenario of you running this game. But that aside, I want to generally put the issues first to you before I tell you how good this game is. So the issues I find with this game, first of all, it feels outdated and frustrating. Not in the typical sense of, will I say, not in the typical sense of, it's not a bad game, it doesn't play bad. It just has some little things that I feel that, okay, if this were a more modern game, it wouldn't have these issues. So things like you try to scroll your wheel to change the weapon, but the scroll wheel only just selects the weapon. You have to like tap the weapon like you want to shoot, so it doesn't change the weapon on your hand. You just scroll to select the weapon and you have to tap it to like activate the weapon you just selected. And that sometimes can like, it's not really intuitive in situations where you have to change the weapon. So usually you are changing weapons in situations where you're under fire or like. Secondly, the intro is really long. Like the intro is genuinely, when I say if you don't have patience, that intro is not for you. And I'm not sure if it gave me the ability to skip it, although I actually wanted to like experience the game to the fullest, so I actually sat through the intro. But that's what I'm saying, I can't really like tell you that you can skip the intro. So that's another, will I say, minus for me. Thirdly and lastly, the save system. I had a lot of times where the game was like genuinely broken. Like it kept responding me from a situation where I was, let me say I was falling to my death, then the game saved, then every time I respawned, it started me from that place where I was falling to my death, and like it was a never ending cycle of me. So I had to like reload from a previous, like maybe I lost maybe like 10 minutes or 15 minutes of progress because of that particular incident. So I think those were the major things I saw. Also, it has like loading screens, so the game is not like fully, will I say, it's not fully like the linear. Like I know linear games, they have beginning and endings of 2 levels, but this game is, I won't say semi-open, it's not really open, but it has like zones in with the linear. Like it's linear, but it has like zones, so you can get to a place, it loads, then yeah, it spawns you in the next zone of that linear map. So those are the few things I have with the game. Now we come to the reason I'm making this video. The combat of that game was way ahead of the time. Enemy design, the combat, the shooting felt so good. The weapon selections felt so good. It had alternate fires for each weapon. It points to, I've only played a few hours so far, so I'm not done. I'm not like, the game probably has more to show me. I'm not done. So far the weapon selections have been crazy. The types of weapon I've used, from the pistol, you start with the pistol, you have a crowbar, you have a pistol, then you have a assault rifle, then you have they give you grenades and stuff like that. So far the game has actually, let's say, the combat in the game and the like action, the time to time action. I think there has only been one level where I was forced to like use a particular weapon, or like there was a level where you have like tentacles on like of monsters, like there's a monster like in the center of something, so you have to like make noise then crouch. And the game is not really hand-holdy. I don't know why modern games have become so hand-holdy. In the game, you just have to listen to what the people are saying and follow like there's no points marker, there's no map. Is there no map? I'm not sure yet, but I think there's no map. There's no will I say how will I say, you know this thing where I want to say Ubisoft games, but I don't want to slander Ubisoft. But you know this thing where games usually have like point marker, so like diamond over people's head, like okay, we'll go to this place next. You don't really have it in that game. It's just literally you listening to people and you following instruction. That's all it is, and I find that very refreshing. As someone that plays, I think I play a lot of games where I have those kind of things, where I have UI markers and UI points markers, and it's usually immersion breaking basically. But those are for the combat and combat. I'm moving to the enemy designs now. The enemy variety in that game, in Half-Life 3, the enemy variety in Half-Life 3 is actually Half-Life 3 is not. The enemy variety in Half-Life is actually very crazy, like genuinely. Like initially you start out with just fighting these face huggers. You fight the face huggers. The face huggers they are the most annoying, like till now they are the most annoying characters so far in the game. Then you fight a bit of, there are these things that hang from the ceiling. I don't know what they call them for now, but there are these things that hang from the ceiling that like trap you and you have to like shoot them. And yeah, so those are the second enemy. Then you get introduced to, there's this small thing that walks on the ground and it like has shockwave. It can't really kill you. You are not really in much danger from those enemies. But the point is the way they introduce them and the introduction, and like you begin to learn what works against each individual enemy. It's so fun and it's so nice. Like the pacing, basically the word is the pacing of how those enemies are introduced. It's like it's top notch. I'm going to give them that. Third thing I want to talk about that was very good in this game is the sound design and visual design. Like when I mean the sound design and visual design, I mean like these people gave attention to detail to the sounds and how the game actually looks and is presented. I'm not sure I'm going to give this to the original Valve team more, because I think the guys that did the remaster actually added some of those, or since it's the remaster, let me rephrase that. Since it was the remaster version I played, I think the credit goes more to the team that did the Black Mesa remaster rather than the original team that did the Half-Life. So I think I'm a bit torn on that. But for example, there's a place where you actually have to like put fuel in a generator and stuff like that, and you are in that place, and whenever you get close to the radiation, your screen actually becomes fuzzy and you actually like get radiation, will I say radiation sound, like sound effects and stuff like that. The screen going fuzzy actually was crazy, because I was like, why this game no clear? Like I was confused about the lack of clarity in the game, only for me to find out that it was actually an effect in the game. So it was fun to see that kind of attention to detail was put into a game that was released probably in like 2003 originally, and the Black Mesa remaster was probably like, I don't know, the year will be here though. Also, lastly, my recommendations for how you should, I'm not telling you how you should play the game, but I'm telling you how I played the game. So I played the game in hard mode. It was, will I say, if you have somebody that is like very familiar with first person shooters in general, definitely this is you would want to play this game in hard mode. Just take it from me, you want to play this game in hard mode. Where if you are somebody that is just new to first person shooters and you are just new to mouse and keyboard gaming, I think you should play on normal or the difficulty above, like just one difficulty above that. So don't play on hard, play on the difficulty above hard. Also, the game is not available on PS4 or Xbox for those of you asking. Before you ask in the comments, if you made it this far into the video and you want to ask in the comment that is it available on PS4, is it available on PS5, is it available on Xbox? Nah, it is not. It is a pure PC game. Like this is like a PC game, a PC gamer's game basically. So that is that. If you made it this far into the video, help me drop a like, help me subscribe. boys, we are pushing. When I mean we are really pushing hard on this YouTube thing. So help us leave a like, help us leave a follow. We stream on TikTok. I won't say every day. I won't say I'm not really sure for now. I've not gotten the schedule down. But we stream on TikTok. I'll have my TikTok link in the description. Please help me leave a follow there. And with that, catch you guys on the next.